Hey, what's going on? Just wanted to make a quick video here. A lot easier to explain what's going on with the Keurig waterline project. Just a quick overview, explanation. Bob, this is for you. So there's a kit on Amazon that I'm going to link to, and it pretty much includes just about everything. I'll show you what it includes. It's going to include this whole water line here, wherever you run it. Comes through here. It includes the water filter, and it includes more line. It includes this shutoff valve and these two 90-degree angle doohickeys here that make it point down into the reservoir when it's up here. I had extra line, so I just put a little extension on here so the water isn't flying all the way down from the top of the reservoir to the bottom. It creates less splashing that way. But that's what it includes. Depending on if you want to get involved in this project, as involved as putting in a switch. If you don't want to switch, you could just install this kit and operate it with this manual valve here. Open it when you want to fill your Keurig, close it to shut it off. But if you want to include the switch, so basically I just cut the water line, made a cut in the water line, and hook it into this solenoid valve right here. To power the valve, I already had 12 volt DC. I already had 12 volt DC in the area for all the LED lighting that's in the kitchen. But if you don't have 12 volt DC around, what you can do is buy, and I'll send you a link for this too, a plug-in DC transformer with screw-down terminals. And then you would just screw a wire into the positive side of the DC and connect it to one side of the switch. And then on the other side of the switch, you would carry it over to the solenoid valve. And then from the negative terminal of the solenoid valve, you could connect it back up to the negative terminal of your DC transformer. And that would create you a circuit where the pushing the switch would close the circuit, which would open the valve to allow water through. Releasing the switch would close the circuit. Open the circuit, which would close the valve and stop the water flow, if that makes sense. But if you didn't want to do that, this would be a super simple install. We had a plastic water line going to the fridge, so all I did was make a cut there and then reinsert the two ends of the refrigerator water line in this T connector, and then the Keurig into one side of the T connector. So you would just run it up however you want to run it into the water filter and into the Keurig. The switch isn't difficult, it just adds a little more. There's a little more going on, but I'll send you a link to the switch, the solenoid, and the transformer, and you just have to find some simple stranded wire to make your circuit. See, if you've got like metal braided line going to your fridge, you could just buy a cheap plastic line, make your cut, put your T connector in, and then run your water line for the Keurig. Let's see, if you do want to go the switch route, it just comes with the switch. However you wanted to mount it, I just drilled a hole for the switch, and I went and bought this washer at Lowe's or Home Depot just to make it more of a finished look. but otherwise it would just be this center switch here. You can use anything to make it look a little better, but that's what I did. I just went to Lowe's or Home Depot, got a washer that the switch would fit into the center of, and then tightened it down. So that's what's going on. The kit also includes instructions, like what size drill bit to drill into your Keurig with, so those fittings will fit through there perfectly. It says to drill into the tank part, which is actually in the dishwasher right now, but we opted to drill into the lid, so we could just, when we want to clean the tank like we are right now, all we got to do is lift the lid off like that, take the tank to the dishwasher and bring it back, and then we just set the lid on here. Easy peasy, ready to go again. But yeah, the filter lasts a long time. I think it's like, it's crazy amount of gallons, but it's easy to replace. It's just pushing, the water line pushes in, push in on the blue connector as it pulls out. Obviously you want to shut off your water supply before you do that, but so yeah, if you went the easy route, you would just use this valve here to open and close to fill and stop filling your Keurig. If you want the switch route, obviously you would just do this to fill it. But I hope this is helpful in kind of explaining what we have going on here. You can always obviously change it to suit what you've got going on at your house, and you know, make modifications as needed. But I'll provide links to everything that I can and try to explain everything as best as I can. Catch you guys later. See ya, Bob.